When I was 10, my mother dragged me by my collar through 3 train cars until she found a random elderly couple. "Take him! I can't stand looking at his pathetic face one more second." She threw my backpack at them. "Here's his clothes, his teddy bear, everything. I'm getting married today, and he isn't ruining it." Her new husband grabbed my chin, forcing me to look at him. "Your mommy chose me over you. Remember that every night you cry yourself to sleep." My mother ripped off the watch. My dead father had left me. "I want this back. You don't deserve anything that reminds me of him." The train started moving, and she screamed through the window, "If you ever try to find me, I'll tell everyone you died years ago." Today, after 12 years, I finally executed my revenge. This night, my second phone blew up with 84 messages filled with panic, tears, and begging. "You think you're the victim here, Eli? Don't you dare play that card!" The voice cut through the living room like glass shattering. A whiskey glass tipped, spilling amber across the table. Aunt Marla's hands trembled, not from drink but from rage. My cousin Jace slammed the door behind him, rattling the frame. The air was thick, heavy, like the walls themselves wanted to suffocate us. "You don't get to sit there silent," Marla snapped. "Not after what you did." I didn't answer. My silence always burned them more than words. Then came the accusation, sharp and ugly. "You ruined this family once before. And you're trying to do it again, aren't you?" My name is Elias Kyle, 26. I learned early that silence can be sharper than any blade. I watched people underestimate me my whole life, thinking I was too weak, too broken, too disposable. They don't know what I know. And tonight, that truth is finally stepping into the light. Family members introduced. Jace, 29, quick-tempered, always first to throw a punch or a lie. He puffed his chest like a cornered dog. Marla, 52, my mother's sister, always pretending she's the matriarch, when in reality, she's terrified of being left behind. Silas, my mother's new husband, perched in the corner like a king on a throne, sipping scotch as though none of this touched him. And my mother, Leona, the woman who once left me behind without flinching, now sitting in silence, her nails tapping against her wine glass. She wouldn't meet my eyes. But someone was hiding something. I felt it with every beat of my chest. "The house isn't yours, Elias!" Jace's voice cracked like a whip. "Dad left it to Mom, and Mom left it to us. You've got nothing. Not a paper, not a fucking receipt." I tilted my head, a small smile tugging at my lips. "Funny. You talk about ownership like you ever earned a damn thing. Parasites don't inherit. They just feed until the body rots." Jace lunged forward, fist half-clenched, but Marla slammed her hand down. "Don't you dare talk to him like that! You come crawling back after years, and suddenly you're entitled! No, you're a mistake that keeps repeating." And then Silas slipped. His mouth curved, eyes glittering cruel. "Funny, considering you signed the papers yourself." The room shattered into silence. My stomach twisted. "Papers?" Marla's face blanched. Jace froze mid-step, and even Leona's tapping nails stilled. "What papers?" My voice cut sharper than glass. Silas smirked. "Guess Mommy Dearest forgot to mention." "Enough of this bullshit," Jace barked, pacing like a caged dog. He's twisting everything. But his eyes darted. Panic. He knew something. Marla's voice rose, shrill, desperate. "It was to protect us! Don't act like you don't understand!" "Protect you?" I laughed bitterly. "No, Marla, you don't protect. You consume. You've been bleeding this family dry since before I could walk." Leona flinched, but stayed silent, her gaze fixed on the wine swirling in her glass. Silas? He just sipped scotch, eyes glued to me like I was his entertainment for the night. "This was never about money," I said, low, deliberate. "You all think I want a house, a fucking roof. No, what I want is truth," Jace scoffed. "Truth? You're chasing ghosts. The past doesn't matter." I leaned across the table, locking my eyes on his. The past is the only thing that ever mattered. And it's about time you choke on it. The words lit the fuse. The room erupted. I was 10. Rain lashed against the train windows. My mother's grip on my collar dug bruises into my throat. She dragged me like I was trash, my feet barely touching the ground. Through 3 train cars we went, until she found them. A grey-haired couple sitting quietly. "Take him!" she spat. Her voice cracked, but not with sorrow, with disgust. "I can't stand looking at him anymore." She shoved my backpack into their laps. My teddy bear. My school drawings. My father's watch. Silas ripped the watch off my wrist. "You don't get to keep this. You don't get to keep anything." He knelt, his breath hot in my ear. "Your mommy chose me, not you. Remember that when you cry alone tonight. Remember it every time you wonder why no one came back." The train jolted. My body slammed into the couple's arms. I screamed, clawing toward the window. Leona's face, cold, twisted in hatred. Her final words slicing deeper than any blade. "If you ever come near me again, Elias, I'll bury you with your father and tell the world you were never born." The whistle screamed. And so did I. And every night after that, the echo never stopped. Present day. My fingers unclasped the small object I'd carried for years. The watch. My father's watch. I set it on the table with a soft click. Silas's color drained. Leona's wine glass slipped, red spilling like blood across the wood. Marla gasped, covering her mouth. "You should have pawned it," I said, voice like ice. "Just like you did with the rest of his things. Isn't that right? Mom?" Jace's head whipped around. "What the hell is he talking about?" Marla's face cracked. "Leona. No." "Oh, don't act shocked," I cut her off. "You all knew. You all fucking knew. She didn't just sell his things, she sold him. His name, his insurance, his legacy. Every cent that should have gone to me, to his son, you vultures tore apart while I rotted in foster homes." Leona finally spoke, voice trembling. "It wasn't like that." "It was exactly like that." My hand slammed the table. "Don't you dare rewrite my pain." Voices exploded. Shouting layered over shouting. "Lies!" Marla screeched, her spit flying. "Stop twisting this, Elias!" Leona snapped, her mask slipping. Jace turned on her, his rage raw. "Did you do it, Mom? Tell me the fucking truth!" For the first time, Leona faltered. Her lips parted. No excuses came. Only silence. Her silence, my lifelong enemy, finally broke her. "You all built your lives on my bones," I said, quiet, steady. "And I carried your sins for free. Not anymore." Jace punched the wall, his knuckles splitting. Marla collapsed into her chair, sobbing. "Silas?" He just chuckled, swirling his drink. Finally. The boy grows teeth. I wanted to tear that smirk off his face. But no. My weapon was silence, and it was sharper than ever. The house reeked of fear, sweat, alcohol, betrayal. Marla begged under her breath, muttering prayers. Jace paced like a wild animal, blood dripping from his knuckles. Silas lounged, amused, like a devil watching his flames. "And Leona," she finally whispered. "Elias. I only did what I had to." I stood slowly. My chair scraped back, the sound dragging across the wood like a knife. "No, Mother. You did what you wanted, and I lived anyway." She reached for me, trembling. For the first time, her hand sought mine, but I stepped back, my shadow cutting her off. They'll never see me as their equal, I thought, and I don't need them to. The chains broke, and the silence, once my prison, became my weapon. The night air outside kissed my face, cool and clean. Behind me, the house buzzed with chaos, their voices echoing like dying animals. My phone buzzed in my pocket. 84 messages, calls, missed, frantic. I didn't answer. For the first time, I breathed without them choking me. For the first time, I wasn't their scapegoat. For the first time, I was free. The past would always ache. The scars would always burn. But now, silence wasn't punishment. Now it was peace. And peace was mine. If you were in my place, would you forgive? Or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. Subscribe for more real stories of pain and survival. Like if Elias's strength hit something inside you. Comment your truth. This community is built on healing.